morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone, and welcome to the Gaming Discourse FM. They call me DLC, and this is the show where I get to highlight some of our favorite music from video games. We're going to listen to a randomized curation of music today. You might get Atari, and you might get something more modern or in between. You'll never know what you'll get. Anyways, let's celebrate some tunes. I didn't want to do this so soon, but last week was the 26th anniversary of the release of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I always have to state this, and I know it's annoying or will become annoying. However, Castlevania is my favorite series of all time. I'm doing my best not to make this entire show a Castlevania music show, but for the anniversary of one of the best PlayStation games of all time, anniversaries leave me no choice. Here is Wood Carving Partitia from Symphony of the Night. This track may not be the first to pop into players' minds when they think Symphony of the Night, but with how many excellent tracks there are, I don't think anyone would be upset with the decision. Symphony of the Night was composed by Michiru Yamane, whose name is somewhat synonymous with Castlevania. After working on Castlevania Bloodlines, Yamane was approached to work on Symphony of the Night for director Koji Igarashi. Yamane has an extensive Baroque and classical resume, so the chance to work with CD-quality audio along with gaining inspiration from Ayami Kojima's art for the game led her to create one of the best soundtracks for the series. She's continued to work on Castlevania games since, along with more recent series like Bloodstained, and has now cemented her place in gaming history as one of the best composers around. Moving right along, I played this game several years ago thanks to Game Pass, and I didn't regret it one bit. I tried to sing the praises of Sabotage Studios' The Messenger, however it's tough to get folks into a game that has a gameplay more in common with Ninja Gaiden and Celeste rather than something more modern with fancy 3D graphics. Even more so when the game isn't readily available physically. Regardless, here is Forlorn Temple from The Messenger. Composed by Eric W. Brown, otherwise known as Rainbow Dragon Eyes, The Messenger has many high-tempo songs in its soundtrack that feels like an insane mix of fast beats and metal undertones, perfect for hacking, slashing, and platforming through levels that will end you with one wrong move. I eagerly await Sabotage's next game, Sea of Stars, which will feature tracks from both Rainbow Dragon Eyes and famous composer Yasunori Mitsuda. Hope you're ready for this week's block. I got a great selection for you, so I hope you enjoy them. If you don't, that's your fault, not mine. Hope you had a good time with those. Let's run them down. First off, we have the Sumeru battle theme from Genshin Impact, Dungeon from Bealphareth, the intro from Robocop 3, Ultra Johnny from Rakugaki Showtime, and Sigma Stage 1 from Mega Man X. Mega Man X was composed by a team of collaborators from Capcom's Alpha Lila group. Tetsuo Yamamoto provided a majority of the game's soundtrack, and 4 other composers were brought on to help finish the OST. Yuki Iwai, Toshihiko Horiyama, Yuko Takehara, and Makoto Tomozawa all brought their expertise to provide what some feel is the best soundtrack for the Mega Man games. Iwai and Horiyama would later go on to create the soundtracks for Mega Man X2 and Mega Man X4. Takehara has created themes for Nash and Rose from Street Fighter, and Tomozawa has created tracks for Resident Evil and other Mega Man games. I've used up a lot of time, but I think we can squeeze one more game in here. I'll try to make it quick. Enjoy. The Instinct was composed by Graham Norgate and is arranged by Robin Beanland. This serves as the official theme for the 1994 fighting game Killer Instinct. For fighting game enthusiasts, this track is instantly recognizable and celebrated as one of the best in its genre. I just want to ask, where's our sequel, Rare? It's been almost 10 years now. Anyways, we'd like to support these composers and games as much as we can. The names are highlighted throughout the show to let you know not only who composed these tracks, but where you may be able to find and support them. Spotify is an option along with places like Bandcamp, YouTube, and SoundCloud if applicable. I thank you once again for listening to today's show, so make sure to follow our SoundCloud and YouTube channel at Gaming Discourse FM, like and subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when we post a new episode. Follow the Patreon for our sister channels if you would like to hear video game news and watch video content. You can do that by following the Gaming Discourse on YouTube, Twitter, and Patreon. Thank you very much. Keep gaming.